abbreviated and weird. It's okay, most of my teachers can't even pronounce it. You can call me Mr. S if you want, that works too, I'm fine with that. I should give you a little bit of background information about myself, so you're not like, who's this weird guy who's been sitting in the back of the class and now thinks he can teach us? Like, who's this guy? Step off, right? Like I said, I'm Grant. I'm at York College, I'm a junior, and I'm learning to be a history teacher for middle school and high school students, so you guys right here. Thanks for being my test subjects. So let me do this. I'm really excited to be here. I'm also very nervous to be honest with you guys, and this is my first time teaching, so if I mess up or if I do something kind of silly or stupid, I'm going to ask that you please forgive me and just kind of extend grace and hope that Mr. Maddox can get you back in the right track. I give you some more background information. I've lived in 4 different states. I claim Iowa as my hometown, which is a great season to be a Hawkeye. Can I just say that?
Yes.
Right?
It's a
Go Hawks.
I was born in Council Bluffs, my
See you in
friend.
2 weeks, we'll find out, right?
Another upset.
Ooh. We'll see about that one. We'll see. I've been involved in lots of things over the years. Basketball and football. I've been involved in mock trial, lots of drama programs. I'm in choir. I've been in choir my whole life, and choir now at college as well. I actually moved to York when I was a junior in high school. So I had my last 2 years here, and had your dad's a basketball coach. Great guy. Love that man. And it was a great time. And now I'm here at York College. My parents both work, and here we are today. So, American Revolution. Fighting begins in the north. Sounds kind of ominous, right? Like kind of mysterious. What's happening here? We're going to set the scene first a little bit. So Lexington and Concord have already happened, right? You learned about the last chapter, right? And at this point, people are kind of on edge. Colonials don't know what's going on so much. They're kind of confused. They're not sure what's going to happen. And so in response to that, in the following days, they send 10,000 to 15,000 troops from around the countryside to Boston and surround the Boston city and the people stationed there. Do a little recap really fast of last chapter so we know where we're at. The French and Indian War, right? Which is actually kind of misnamed. Most of the French fighting British. Then we have the taxation problems, right? Sugar tax, Stamp Act, the Townsend Acts, right? Colonials hate these things. It's Britain saying we're better than you and we can do what we want and there's nothing you can do about it. Then you have the Boston Massacre. This is when things start to really get different, right? Instead of just a bunch of people who are like, oh, we don't really like what you're doing to us, and this massive government saying, well, kind of deal with it. Instead of there being this tension there, there's been bloodshed. Right here in the center you can see Crispus Attucks, who is commonly kind of recognized as like the first person to die in the Revolutionary War, even though the Revolutionary War hasn't technically started yet. But this is huge, and it's the British just taking aim and firing on innocent civilians. Colonials retaliate. You have the Boston Tea Party. They throw what is considered today hundreds of millions of dollars of tea into the harbor. Now, we can't really understand that because we don't drink tea as often as they did, but for a really bad and loose analogy, kind of imagine if we threw hundreds of millions of dollars of like hamburgers and hot dogs into the middle of the ocean. We didn't eat them, we didn't steal them to use them or something, we just threw them in the ocean and just destroyed them because we wanted to, because we can, because you did this to us, and so now we're going to do this back to you. And then we have Lexington and Concord. That's where things really start to change. Because this is the first battle, kind of, Revolutionary War. It's not really a military battle at this point, it's kind of just a fight, a skirmish, right? And then you have the shot heard around the world. Are you guys familiar with that term? Shot around the world? Any guesses, or anybody know what it might mean at all? Go ahead and shout it out. Anyone?
It might signal the start of everything
Yeah.
happening.
Exactly. It was the first shot. It's called a shot around the world because this has worldwide impacts. This isn't just one battle in one place that's going to happen here. This is affecting the colonies over the Americas and the British Empire, which is at the time the biggest, most powerful empire in the world. All right, so if everyone take that piece of paper and pencil fast, something to write with. Questions there on your paper. The Continental Army, the colonialists, patriots, Americans, are fighting one of the largest, most powerful, and most advanced militaries in the entire world, the British Army. On your piece of paper, I want you to make 3 predictions of what their greatest challenges might be in the war to come. They don't have to be massive thoughts. You can just write down a few words, like lack of something. All right, now after you've done writing those three things at the bottom here, if you were a colonist at the time, and had just heard about the battle at Lexington and Concord, how would you feel? All right, so there's been the Boston Massacre. Your fellow countrymen have been murdered by the imposing army. There's been the Boston Tea Party where these crazy people dressing up like Native Americans just destroyed a bunch of property that you loved. You love tea. You love hamburgers and hot dogs. They just destroyed it. And now there's been a battle here. How do you feel about this? Once again, you don't have to write a huge paragraph or anything. Just a couple of words if you need to, a sentence or two is fine.